Mr. Anupam Kasim has about 30 years of experience in varied industries profile, and he is an expert in supply chain management, manufacturing leader. He is a global business service expert, TPM, Lean and Six Sigma practitioner. Anupam is a known face in CXO Circle and Advisory Group. Over to Mr. Anupam to give his insight on this webinar.
Thank you very much, Guru. Really honored to be here today. Now, few very important points to put it in perspective in the discussion today. Let's just, we are living in the world the way it is today. I mean, we all know we are in lockdown. We all know we are under a siege. Our businesses are impacted. But just let's take a different view on the entire pandemic and what it has done to us. Number one, it is teaching us and telling us about social distancing. It is telling us about keeping ourselves clean, hygienic, and maintaining ourselves better. It is telling us about be aware of potential risks around you, which is in terms of what the government Arogya Setu app is, and which is telling you that if you are around someone who is infected, etc. And also it is telling us stay at home and optimize on everything that you have. Now that looks philosophical, right? And now, but the problem, the reality is that this is what 3 or 4 things we are required to take into our businesses in various forms or shape, whether we like it or not, whether we want it or not. But in order to secure our businesses, in order to secure the lives of our people, in order to secure the lives and livelihoods of our societies, it is super critical that we carry these 3 important aspects of social distancing, keeping ourselves hygienic, being aware of potential risk around us, and staying at home as much as possible. Now let's give an industry spin to this discussion. Now, if we have to run an industry under these 4 paradigms, let's call them paradigm for the want of any other word. Now, what it means for the industry, number 1, social distancing essentially means that we need to be able to run our operations with lesser number of people. Potentially, we need much higher trained manpower than before, and giving a logistics spin to it. And traditionally, logistics has been considered to be a people-heavy industry, and you can have as many manpower as you want, and manpower is probably considered to be a lesser of an evil. But then that's not going to be the reality today. If we want to operate efficiently and if we want to follow the norms, what is right and required, it is super critical that we are able to reduce the manpower and also use trained manpower in place of unskilled ones that we have been using in the past. So that's one key paradigm that we need to be aware of, that we need to be reducing manpower, we need to be using more trained manpower than before, and that's what needs to be done, and we'll talk about it in later part of the discussion. Second important part is, of course, keeping oneself clean, looking at it in an industry perspective. Probably we need to maintain our assets better. We need to probably ensure the upkeep of the assets in a much better way. We cannot be calling our partners or our vendor partners or OEMs as frequently as we would like to be, or we as in the past. And thus it calls for a totally different paradigm in the way we look at our assets. They need to be much more agile and operating in this. Third important thing is, and we all know that super critical for us to be getting the data from the line, getting the data from the operations to take decisions for the business. Now, traditionally, and various forms are shaped. Some people, some organizations are ahead of others versus the others. But then from production logbooks to log. Sorry, I'm back.
You're back. You're back.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. So I'll continue. Very critical to make sure that how easy or quickly can you capture the data in real time and convert it into action and analytics. Very important point is that today, if you think about it, every decision, or if I take a pessimist view uh, of the whole thing in terms of saying that our decision making is centralized, and there are supervisors who take decisions, there are managers who take decisions, there are leaders who take decisions, etc. How about a world where decision making moves to the point of action? Because that's the demand. You may not be able to aggregate as teams as frequently as in the past. You may not be able to get together into a group as in the past. And thus, you need a world where data is captured automatically. The data is moved and analyzed on a real-time basis, and decision making is pushed to the point of action, which means that type of a level of empowerment you need in the new world. That's a very important thing. And from a context point of view, we may not be able to operate with as many people as we were operating in the past. And thus, potentially, one of the very important areas is how do we reduce supervision? How do we work in a world where level of supervision required is so less that it reinforces the behaviors and the practices that are required and a must to do for us to run the business in the current context. So that brings me to the last part of my discussion, where, so what do we need to be doing in the true sense of the word? Frankly, we need to talk about automation. We need to talk about how do we make, and paradoxically speaking, and in a utopian world, really think about, can we really make our operations touchless from data capture point of view, information sharing point of view, from decision making point of view, and then converting into real business operation and business process management point of view. So one important takeaway for us in a post-COVID-19 world would be that endeavor should be to make the operation touchless as much as possible and as much as logical. Second important related point is, of course, and a leading indicator into this is that how do we make the data capture for decision making touchless, and which means bring in the sensors, bring in the automations, bring in the various tools and tackles, bring in the integration of your ecosystem, which means get in your service providers, get in your vendors, get in your employees, get in your partners into a ecosystem, into a virtual ecosystem, which can then make the data flow more effortless. There will be, since we have to be operating potentially with 50% of the manpower, and that's the right thing to do, given the circumstances, to operate with 30% less manpower, that clearly means that, and specifically in the logistics context, will be that how do we train the manpower so that we can do more with less, which means that we need more trained and quote unquote empowered manpower to be able to run our operation, which will bring in a very strong focus on the skill management and the skill building of the team in a smart manner. Very important to mention that, see, in a conventional way, we might be looking at running the management. So we might be practicing, and again, little philosophical here, is that we might be running the operation by management by control, which means that my supervisor knows everything that's going on in the operation. My manager takes all the decisions. My leader guides everyone on everything that is being to be done and that's being done in the operation. How about a different world where we sincerely move to a world where we are managing by exception. And any one of us, be a supervisor, be a manager, be a leader, is only made aware of the exceptions in the business, and he or she takes a decision on that versus really trying to run the operations by control. Again, a huge paradigm shift from management by control versus management by exception. But I think that is what will be the need of the hour in a operation where we need to do social distancing. We need to keep ourselves cleaner, leaner, meaner, and we also need to be aware of the potential risk, which means that the sooner and the more smoother our transition is towards management by exception and to a real-time decision making, the better it is for us to be able to live and grow in a post COVID-19 world. Very important. And so I'll just reiterate that we will be, looks like that the realities are there to stay with us. And thus it's very important that we prepare ourselves for it in a manner that we are able to do that. And I've covered some points with reference to that. Having said this, and the last but not the least, this shall also pass. Yes, we are in a situation where we have a pressure, we have a situation, we have a business pressure, we have a business need, but I'm sure this will also pass. Having seen in the 3 decades of my work life, various business situations, various natural calamity and other situations, I'm sure the humankind and the entire humanity will come out of it sooner than later. But let's not go back to the old world. Let's define the new world order. And I'm sure it will be a better one for all of us. Thank you very much. Back to you, Guru.